guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Foster Kitchen Cosplay, and today we're back again with you guys with Viking! Episode 19, Season 5, Part 2.
Last episode was sad. Very well acted though. Ivar had his kid. Turns out that his kid was had a deformity.
Yeah.
He had to leave him out in the woods to die, and it was crushing for him to do it. He said stuff about, you know, it being his fault, that he basically gave that to his son. He kind of mentioned that he wasn't holy, or he never was holy. It's a change from what we've heard from him this season, you know. It was very sad. He also did that after killing a lot of people, so that was disturbing, but yeah. Hvitserk found an ally. We think he's a king, right?
Oh, he's a king.
So he found an ally to fight Ivar. He doesn't know that his girl is dead yet.
Oh my gosh.
We'll see how that goes. Ubbe is about to fight a Dane king who doesn't want to settle. The other two want to, but that one prefers to fight. He chose to fight one-on-one though.
Yes!
That's cool.
Yes.
That's like, you know, saved a lot of lives.
It reminds me of Ragnar's fight against the Earl in the first season.
He looks like he resembles his dad in many ways. If he can avoid, you know, unnecessary deaths, he'll do it. So that's cool. Bjorn is still with Harold. Harold is still jealous. They're still going somewhere to fight Ivar. There's a lot of stuff happening, and Lagertha's back. Let's not forget that.
Different, but back.
Yes, she cut her hair. That's intense. Okay, so without further ado,
let's watch it, guys.
Exactly. Are they praying?
Yes.
It happened fast.
She had it probably longer than we thought that she had.
And it's Viking. Everything goes fast in Viking.
Sure.
She's gone. It's an old character in this show. I wish I could feel sadder.
Not after what she did to her. It's already.
I cannot forgive her that. I'm sad for Alfred.
Yeah.
Do not grieve over much. She succeeded in her life's mission to see you become king. And then to secure your throne. She went through many, many trials and tribulations for you. You have a duty now to repay her love by becoming a great king.
I'm just sad that she did her duty to her other son, but that's my opinion. You know?
They chose to brush over it now, so we'll move on, but still. I'm surprised it happened this fast, you know, with a character so old who's been there since the beginning, you know? Alright, Ubbe. Make us proud.
You know the flick of the wrist? Flick of the ponytail in that case?
You'll both enter the sacred circle, but only one of you will come out of it alive. King Frodo, if you die, your people will settle here. If Ubbe dies, we attack Wessex together. This is the law.
At least they're respecting it. Ooh! Turn around. Go in.
You got him. You got him. Oh, shit. Oh, nice. I see fist bounce to the ponytail, so he's still got a weapon right there.
Oh, nice. Oh. They're not letting go.
No.
Oh, it's brutal. Fuck.
Reminds me a bit of the fight between Ragnar and Rollo, you know? when they beat each other with their fists. But this time
There's a
it's
lot
to the death.
There's a lot at stake. Not emotions, but
Yeah.
a lot to prove and a lot to gain.
Yeah. Come on. Ubbe.
Especially with Ubbe, who's now a Christian and everything. Like, that's his Viking side right there.
Oh my god.
I have that song on my phone. Call back to the song and everything, like... Oh man!
The fight is done. Oh my god.
You earned this! Oh, no, fuck you! You earned this! There's a rule, guys.
Ubbe has won. The son of Ragnar has won.
Alright.
2 seconds ago, like, they were trying to basically kill her and, you know, respect the rule. It's very... We'll go back to this, but it's very interesting for his character, considering everything he's been through.
Considering the first time that he tried to speak to the enemy, he ended up in the same shape,
Take him to my chamber.
But with
but
no
not with
water.
results. They're coming back.
They're trying.
I warned you, Ironstein! I warned you!
He's got luck on his side.
Shall we gather in the sand? Look after my little brother, Magnus. All right. Oh, God. Jesus, save me, please. Oh, God, I pray. Help me, please. Why would the Christian God save you?
Conflicted.
Well, technically was raised under the Christian gods,
Exactly.
you know? Just like Ubbe was raised under the Vikings gods. In time of need, you return to your roots, you know?
It's true, it's very similar to, yeah.
Magnus can say all that. Oh.
Is he gonna find answer in the Christian God? Oh, that's gonna be some character development if it happens.
That is not the
It's not Odin.
land of the Allfather.
The irony.
It is very ironic right now.
And like, he could interpret it as he's been fighting this god ever since the beginning of the show.
Well-
Lost everything. And now that he's got nothing, who does he find?
Yeah.
That cross.
But let's not forget also that when he first went to that land, he thought he saw his Viking
I know.
gods.
I know.
And we kind of saw them too.
He was high.
He was high, but that wasn't of his gods. And now he's finding a Christian cross.
Oh shit, like it's more than just like... Oh!
Oh shit! Oh my gosh!
Was it huge enough to kill the others?
I'm not sure about that, but probably big enough to just Buried him alive in a cave. Oh, fudge.
They have found our son.
Alive?
Well, they have found part of him.
Oh.
Hunters. They were killing foxes, and in their den they found... Just think. The son of a god. Dragged beneath the earth, eaten by foxes. I wonder if he was still alive. No. No, of course not. It was too cold. After everything I did for you.
After everything that you did for me? What did you do for me, Freddy's? Huh? Is he really my son? Was he? Is he? I'm not so sure anymore. I'm not sure that that poor crippled bastard was my son. Was he? You lied to me. You lied to me.
Right conclusion. Wrong reasoning. But...
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I think she might die next episode.
You think?
He's just angry right now, but he's still...
so much... He's so angry.
But he's
so
implying...
sad.
He's implying the right thing, though. So it might lead to her saying, you know, something, or doing something that will prove she's, you know, guilty.
Spring is coming. The earth renews itself. That which was dead comes alive again. Everything changes. My wife gave birth to a child. But the gods cut his life short. I have no idea why.
Yeah.
They have their reason. They have other plans. And in all humility, we have to accept their verdict. King Harold and my brother Bjorn have abandoned York, and the Saxons have retaken the city. I was expecting my brother Hvitserk to return with King Olaf and his army. We were going to attack York together.
You kill this one?
Unfortunately, they are not here.
Everything is going wrong.
I know.
He's got 2 armies going after him. And they could, you know, I don't know if they're gonna work together, but they could. Is that what's happening?
Looks like it.
It would make sense.
Well, he's gonna find his old brother.
Bjorn, where are you going with such a large army? To support Ivar, I suppose.
On the contrary, to attack him.
Loyalties change so much in the show.
This is one of the happiest days of my life.
He's so happy he was left with Magnus and now he's back.
Despite his crimes, he's still our brother.
I've asked the gods so many times, so why I jumped ship? Why I abandoned Ubbe to stay close to Ivar. All these years I've questioned the gods and myself. But now I know the reason. I know my fate. My fate is to kill Ivar.
He has been told he would do something that no one has ever, you know, achieved before.
You think that he might kill Lagertha, but maybe that's what he's gonna do, right? Something that no one
At the
has
time.
achieved yet.
At the time, it made sense to say Lagertha, but...
Yeah.
Instead, recognizing our own vulnerability to attack, we will renew and strengthen the defenses of our great town. I am with you. I am speaking for you. That those who want to destroy us know this.
He's good.
You will never overcome Kattegat. We will always defeat you. The gods are with us. The gods love us. We are the people.
He's got nothing, but he's very good at, rallying people. Jeez.
She's not with you so much anymore.
I wonder if she's gonna try to do something.
You think she's gonna try to kill him?
Kill him maybe, maybe not. I don't know. He's becoming very violent with her. He's throwing the guilt at her.
Technically, always had mood change in the past.
Always.
But now, wow, my accent, sorry.
No.
Now that he's thinking of himself as a god, those are worst.
His reputation is at stake. And he had to do a terrible thing last episode. Of course, he doesn't want to be vulnerable. He was vulnerable in front of his baby, but that's pretty much it. Now he's trying to find an escape. You know, he's trying to throw his guilt at her because it's so much easier to say it was her fault. She gave birth to a monstrosity and he was blameless in all of this. It's easier to say that than to face his emotions.
Of course, he's just say that. He's supposed to be a god. The god cannot make any mistakes.
He got really fast to the conclusion, like, oh, maybe it's not even my baby. And I'm like, where did that come from? Good conclusion. Very wrong reasoning,
I think that
you know?
he might just... Well, he asked her, what have you done for me, basically? So, because she technically said it out loud. And he questioned himself. But I think it was just in the spur of the moment. I don't think maybe he just really thought about it.
I don't think he has doubts. I don't think he has doubts, but it was his way of throwing his anger at her. It's just that asking these things is putting doubt in her. It's putting fear in her because we know it's true. So that's why I'm thinking maybe she will do something that will show guilt. Because I think she's in a bad spot right now. She did lose her baby. That's awful. But if she says anything... She doesn't want to face Ivar. You know, she doesn't want to face an angry Ivar.
When you screw it up, you don't want to be with Ivar anymore. Oh, no,
like,
no,
it's
no.
not... It's not something like... You cannot... I don't think it's wise. It's not wise at all to fight with him and to throw... It wasn't even your baby as an attack because he's just gonna be mad. He's gonna turn on you so fast you won't have time to realize you're dying, you know? So... Or even worse, like, he's gonna make you suffer for this. Because he still wants to, you know, portray himself as a god. So if she's the one who tricked him, he can turn it around as if, it's not going to be I was tricked. It's going to be, oh, she tried to trick me, but I figured it out, you know, so.
Are we being fair, though? Because technically, the way that we speak about her is like we're rooting for her death. But
okay,
are we being fair, though?
I will say this. First of all, in this show... We had to let the morality at the door a long time ago. People get killed. People, you know, do terrible things in this show.
People are dying left and right, yeah.
So that's one thing. So I will, in my daily life, I would never root for someone's death. In a TV show, I can. Judith dying happened really fast, happened without us knowing it was going to happen this episode. Was I sad about it? No. I wish I would. I was, you know, because she's an old character. So.
It's been a long time coming that we technically didn't feel as much for Judith.
Yeah.
Like, we rooted for her when she was in love with Athelstan at the beginning, and we were happy for her that she fell in love, even though that she was cheating on her husband.
Ever since she started dating
everything
Egbert.
that she started to be Egbert's concubine, she changed.
Yeah.
She became more and more...
We loved Aethelwulf more.
Angry. And we loved Aethelwulf way more after that.
So after that, you know, when she cheated on him with his dad, that was like... It was the beginning of the end for her. And then she killed her kid. No. So I wish I felt sadder about her death, but I can't. So Judith is an example of me not really caring if she died. And with her... What's her name again? I swear I can... Freydis,
yeah.
Okay.
Depends on who you're talking about.
She is a character who started as a good thing, you know. She brought Ivar confidence. She brought him strength of character, something he lacked, you know. Something he still lacks, but he's better at hiding it. You know, he's better at hiding his lack of confidence, of self-esteem.
Yeah.
because of her. So when she says, you know, I gave you so much, and he's like, what did you give me? I'm like, well, she gave you confidence, dude. That's a lot.
She
So
gave you love, she gave you someone to talk to, someone to be vulnerable with.
But that's the thing. When she showed up, she changed him for the better, in a way. But then it turned to being obsessed with his handicap, being obsessed with him being a god, being obsessed with what he could bring her. And I'm not even sure, you know, I don't, like we said several times, if it wasn't for the fact that she purposely cheated with someone to have a kid and she lied to Ivar about it.
She doesn't believe in what she's saying to him.
That's the thing. If she hadn't done that, I'd see it as Ivar just being stupid for losing himself in these delusions, and for her being basically deluded with what she believed in. But the fact that she, you know, went and had a baby with someone else, and then, you know, covered her tracks and then lied about it, I'm like, no, to me it looks like she had a plan all along, and I cannot,
on purpose, yeah.
I cannot help but just hate her for what she did to Ivar, because he was such a good character to begin with, but this season, his character has done this for me. You know, last episode I was saying that I'm definitely a fan of the earlier seasons, and I think, you know, this, unfortunately, what happened to Ivar's character this season is helped convince me that the earlier seasons were better. And that's probably, maybe that's true, maybe that's not, I don't know, depends on the character. It's not the story that's bad. It's just what the characters are bringing me. It was more intense with Ragnar, and I, you know, now with the kids, I'm like, Bjorn has lost me a long time ago, and Ubbe was cool this episode. Hvitserk is just, he's finally finding a path. You know, having him reconnect with Bjorn in this episode and finding, you know, his purpose and knowing what he, at least thinking he knows what he's supposed to do. That's giving him a purpose. So finally he's not going to be lost somewhere. And Floki is finding answers as well. Not the ones he thought.
Maybe not the right ones, yeah.
But I love when a character goes through trauma, goes through dramatic, you know, changes, questions himself and stuff. In this season, though, I gotta admit, I feel like what happened to these characters was just not fulfilling.
Too many times.
So I'm not saying it's bad, because I still want to see where it goes. I still care for these characters, and I feel like this is heading towards something that I will enjoy more than I did this season. But Ivar was a disappointment. For these last few, you know, couple of episodes, you know, ever since he started believing that he was a god, and I think the worst, like, if we didn't know, that would be one thing, but knowing that it's just a trick, and that it's definitely not true, is so stupid for his character, because we're sitting here knowing he's wrong.
It's true, because it used to be the character that you will looking to for a smart one, a good strategist one, someone with a sharp mind.
And now he's alienated everyone.
Just to be tricked like that by somebody else, it's show you that anybody can be tricked.
At the heart
anybody
of it,
can be tricked, and it's really sad for him, because we know how he's being duped, and it's so wrong.
And the only thing I can say is that the only good thing about it is that character-wise, it's very logical. Because for a character like him to go through this makes sense, you know? It's just that I wish someone would have been there and someone he would listen to, perhaps, to, you know, just pull him away from that woman, do something to help.
There was someone. Hvitserk.
Yeah, he sent him away.
He didn't listen to him.
That's the thing. Like, he's alienated himself from everyone. He's got Ubbe against him. Although Ubbe doesn't really give a shit about him now. He's doing his own thing. That's pretty cool. But we'll talk about him later, because I feel like this episode was very Ubbe strong, you know. But Bjorn is against him. Hvitserk is now against him. Hvitserk was his strongest ally, and now he's one of his biggest enemies. So. Yeah. He's got no one, and now he basically lost his wife as well, because he doesn't. They're not good right now. They're definitely not good, and I don't know where this is going, but I have a feeling she's dying. Maybe next episode. And like I said, like, I don't root for her death, but her death to me means I can totally understand it, considering what Ivar is and what he does. And her death to me signifies the return of the Ivar we enjoy.
I hope.
And finally, an
Ivar
Ivar who's
who's
not
be
deluded.
destroyed by that.
I think he could come out. There's a reason why this guy is so famous in history. Why people know his name. Why the show was supposed to be about him and his brothers and stuff, you know. And we haven't seen... Well, we've seen a lot, but we haven't seen that yet. Mm-hmm. So I'm more leaning towards he's going to come out of it stronger.
I just hope for
or,
him.
You know, he's
really
going to come out of it
him.
lonely as fuck. He's never going to open up again, but...
I want to bring up the subject about the faith and the beliefs.
Because
we saw two stories where with Ubbe and Magnus, when they were in trouble and scared for their life, both of them went back to the original religion, basically. Ubbe with the old gods and Magnus with the Christian god. And
to me, we've said it before, but religion is a thing where, you know, there is no good or bad religion. You know, there is one set of values. There is there's one way to basically live a good life where you give more than you take, and whatever religion brings you that is the one you go with. If you need one, if you need to believe in something, find the one that speaks to you, the one that connects with you more. So in this show, we've talked several times about you know, what religion is the best one for which character. You know, Ragnar was trying to follow his gods, but he never got an answer, so he looked into Christianity through Athelstan. You know, not that he converted, but he was curious about finding answers somewhere else. Athelstan, the same, you know, he was so curious about their culture, the Vikings culture, that he allowed himself to learn, and he got answers from them in a way that he never did with his god. But that changed later on in his life, you know, right before he died, actually. He had, kind of like Ubbe, you know, he had a sign. He converted for so long, and he was okay with it. But one thing, though, that I can say that is different with Ubbe than it was with Athelstan is that Athelstan felt... I feel like Athelstan felt at ease. He felt okay being with the Vikings, you know? He didn't feel conflicted. The others made him feel conflicted. The others kept saying that he was a Christian when really he was... Well, he wanted to prove he was a Viking.
He had visions.
But he had his doubts.
Both gods. The one of the Christian god and one of the old gods.
Yeah, but for a time, I remember he had his doubts a little bit, but I think it was born more of the fact that people were not totally accepting of him.
Well, he wasn't born with them. He wasn't born with
that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, compared to Ubbe, who I think that ever since he he changed, you know, he converted, he's always been wondering if he did the right thing, you know. He's always been wondering what was his place in all of this. Was he a true Viking? Because it started with Ivar basically shaming him for reacting in a way that, you know, when he went to ask for peace, he went to ask, you know, it was Aethelwulf's army. He asked them to leave, and he got beaten up. So when he did that, and he was basically shunned and shamed by the other Vikings for not acting in a Viking way, you know, for trying to choose peace, which it's stupid because everyone should, you know, reach for peace, but in this case, he turned out to be, you know...
Well, it's not a bad idea to try to do a pourparlers with the enemy.
The way he did it was a bit
when
awkward.
That happened, wasn't the right time. Because Ragnar did the same strategy and it sort of worked, but the other one wasn't willing to do it.
But what I mean by that is that ever since that moment, he's been, you know, uneasy with where he wanted to go, how he wanted to do things. He tried to do things his way. He lost a lot of battles. He ran away to Wessex. He wasn't sure the gods were on his side anymore. He questioned his religion a lot. Chose to go with Christianity because it could bring him a lot of things. So to see him, you know, fighting and in his moment of weakness, basically call out to what he knew best, the religion that spoke to him the most, and actually find strength in that, is relieving, because it means that his character has settled. It means this character now knows where to go.
You know, the way that I see it right now, because we also saw Floki searching for the old gods in the cave, and before he entered, he got a sign by them, but when he was inside the cave, he found a Christian cross.
Yeah, that's because it's all the same.
With Ubbe, with Magnus, I think that's what it tried to maybe show us, is that one doesn't mean that you need to be opposed to the others. Because
yeah, it's all the same.
Ubbe was fighting for the Viking to be at peace with the Wessex people, basically. Be at peace with the English, and try to find peace, and the old gods let him do it. Magnus was trying to go back with the Vikings in fighting against a storm, and he asked for a Christian god to help him in a Viking situation. And
We've always said
he helped him.
We've always said ever since season 1 that one doesn't necessarily mean the other is bad, you know. With Athelstan and Ragnar, that was the best that came out of their relationship. It's because they mixed the two very well, and they were very open with the other's way of seeing things and with their beliefs. So it is true that one doesn't mean you have to shun the other, or one being right for you doesn't mean the others are wrong for you. Like I said, Ubbe finding answers with his old gods means that, doesn't mean that he starts, you know, hating the Christians. Why I was asking, you know, what does it mean for the future? It's because, you know, if he starts saying that he's not a Christian anymore, that we renounced this God, maybe the Lords won't be happy, but he already has the lens, so it's done. And
Yeah,
he still has a good relationship with Alfred, and he's still, you know, it was really about his character. It was about who he believed in, where he wanted to go, how he wanted to live his life, and he found his answer, because he's been confused and lost for a long time. He's been questioning who to believe in for so long now, and now he's found his way. He realized his father's dream, which is one thing I can say I'm very proud of, because he's the only son of Ragnar who's actually doing what his dad wanted. God damn it.
Yeah.
But makes sense that, you know, it took him a long time, but makes sense that he would go back to what's familiar to him. But if he had found answers in Christianity, he would have gone with Christianity. That's a thing. Magnus, his thing is, he doesn't believe in Odin. He doesn't believe in their gods. It's just that he's trying to convince himself that he's a pure Viking because he was shunned by the others. So, you know, it's Christianity speaks a lot more to him instinctively, so he goes back to them, but he's familiar with, you know, he's familiar with Christianity, and he's not familiar with the Norse gods, but because he's trying to, with him, it's more about identity than it is about faith. If he prays to Jesus, he feels like he's gonna basically
that he's not
prove
Viking.
he's not Viking,
Yeah.
so, which is not true, but, I mean, he's in a tight spot. We'll see what he does next, but it was interesting. And Floki, gosh damn it, he can't catch a break.
I hope that he survives. Seriously.
I think he's gonna survive.
But I'm wondering what's gonna happen to him after. Well, I hope he's gonna get out of that cave, and when he does, what he's gonna do after finding his answer, you know?
With Floki, you know, the irony was very strong, because he spent many seasons hating the Christians, cursing them, killing them. He killed Athelstan mostly because of that, but also because he was jealous, but that's something else. He tried to convince himself over and over again that he was, you know, against Christianity as a thing. So for him to think he had lost his faith, you know, he had lost everything, and then he found a sign from his gods, and to find out that this island is inhabited by the Christian god is basically turning around his entire belief.
Maybe he's gonna think that, that explains why everything went to shit.
But that's the thing, like,
You
in the
know?
episode I was saying he could interpret it as, you know, it depends on how he wants to do things, because if he understands there that doesn't matter who you believe in, You know, you will get your answers. You will get your faith. You will get your signs. No matter who you believe in, there is no wrong religion. If he understands that from what he found, good. That's where he should go. You know, that's the future you hope for. But it's still fluky. He's very religious. You know, he's not very open-minded when it comes to religion. So he could also think, oh, I've been wrong all along. You know,
I've been tricked.
I don't know, but he's gonna question. He's gonna change a lot, maybe in the next episode, in the next season too. Because I don't think he's gonna die here, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Sorry, guys.
You wanted to talk about something in the episode. Do you remember what?
That was it.
Okay.
About the cross, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just to end it though. I'm just glad that they show so many parallels between what happened in the earlier seasons, like the fight between. Ragnar and Rollo when they were fist fighting, and technically Ubbe won at the end with a dead fight. Ragnar's dream that he finally accomplished.
Lagertha taking the earth like he used to do, that was something. Bringing back the song too. The song who's called Departure, I think.
Yeah.
Because I have it on my phone. It's a callback to his father. It's a callback to Vikings. You know, it's one thing. You know, it has nothing to do with the show. But one thing I noticed in Assassin's Creed Valhalla is that as soon as you travel from, spoiler alert, but as soon as you travel from Norway to Wessex, the music changes. You know, whenever you do your synchronization and stuff. Like when you're in Norway and you do synchronization, the music is powerful. It's It sounds like Viking music, you know, Viking songs. Like it's
okay,
very strong. As soon as you step into Wessex, the music changes for a more English type, you know, historically accurate English song, you know, from the court and stuff. So it's very different. So having music that really sounds to me like it's Viking as fuck, you know, having it sound. As soon as he started basically calling out to Odin, and as soon as he started dying, he started losing, and he had to find strength, meant a lot. Having a song called Departure also means, you know, he's going on. He's no longer, you know, he's no longer lost, but it's almost like he's leaving that state of mind that he used to be in. So that was something. It gave me a lot of chills. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep going.
I think we're gonna end this right now because we've been talking for a lot of time. Like I think
there's a lot.
Like 20 minutes.
When we're near the end of a season, there is a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So.
But a lot happened too. You know?
Exactly.
Happened too.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the finale right away, it is on Patreon already, or it will be very soon. Check it out. The link is in the description.
Yep, so don't forget to subscribe if you want to watch it now, guys. And if not, wait for the next one to be out on YouTube.
Yes.
Which will be soon. So we're going to see you then.
Bye.
Bye, guys.